Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my friends. This is Imam Muhammad Amin. Welcome today to our Quran Reading Fluency session. And today, as you've seen on our pages, we're talking about how to avoid and overcome Quran recitation jam today. And this is a topic that you might think, oh, what do I mean by Quran recitation jam? And this is something you need to learn about. If you right now are learning the Quran and you're excited to become a fluent Quran reciter for yourself or for your child, and you're really unsure of how you can get these results and be able to achieve the goal, you can join us in our expert Quran readers community every Sundays for you to learn exactly how you can do this for your child or how you can actually do this for yourself as well. So, how to overcome Quran recitation jam is the topic of today. And if you are currently learning the Quran, put a one in the chat there so I kind of like get to know who are those joining me today in this call. So put a one in the chat there if you actually if a student that's currently learning the Quran and you really want to become a fluent Quran reciter, and this is something that you've been nurturing for years and months, and let's say for instance for your child or for for yourself as well, you want to become a fluent Quran reciter. It's a goal that you've have in mind for years and months. Are you thinking of how can I get this done for myself, or how can I get this done for my child? Are you so really super excited to do this? Join us every Sunday here. We'll be learning and giving tips of how you can overcome the challenges of learning Quran and becoming a fluent Quran reciter to be specific. So I'm going to be sharing with you three gems today. Man, I'll be sharing with you three gems. I call it the skills or what is actually preventing you from achieving Quran reading fluency, and you get to know what are those things that you need to do. Sometimes we know why we're having issues, or sometimes we don't even know why we're actually having issues. So we need to know why we having issues, what you need to do to overcome those issues. So until you learn to become someone that can identify issues yourself, know what are the problems you're having, that's when you can actually learn to solve a problem. Sometimes people have problems, they don't know how to solve the problems. So you need to learn how to solve your problems by understanding these problems in the first place. So let's get started. I'm excited to be with you all today. I will share with you a few tips on why people have Quran recitation jam, or why do they actually get stuck in reading the Quran. Three basic things that I will share with you. One, put down your pen and write this down. A lot of students learning the Quran have what I call they have a limited understanding of the Tajweed. You see, a lot of teachers, unfortunately, a lot of teachers out there, or a lot of schools out there, they actually teach their reading fluency, but they don't actually teach them correctly. Imagine a student learning for many years and they still cannot read the Quran themselves. So a child learning for up to like 2 3 years. But what happened? They cannot read the Quran themselves. They don't even know how to read Baqarah. They don't know how to read Nas. They don't know how to read anything unless whatever the teacher has actually taught them. So you want to be someone that will not just be a dogmatic learner, someone that's not just a person who's just gonna listen and not be able to practice. So you want to be able to practice, and you also want to be able to read yourself anytime you want, anytime. Anytime that you want to learn, you want to be able to read it yourself. So we're gonna go through that today, everyone. So one of the first thing I want to, I want to share with you all is the consideration of people having limited knowledge of the tajweed. So imagine you're learning the Quran, but you don't even know what is shadda, how it's pronounced. You don't really know what is mim sakin, or you don't really know what is the gunna letters, or many things like that. And so we're not just don't want to be dogmatic learners. We want to be people that actually understand what we're actually learning, meaning learning to know what we need to pronounce and reading them correctly. So this is one of the challenge: limited understanding of Tajweed and Arabic letters. You cannot get to know about those things or get the solutions unless you learn them. So what are the practical steps that we actually implement in a program that I can give you all also to implement is when you want to learn to become a fluent Quran reciter, you need two things basically. You need to learn the tajweed to be fluent, and you need to have confidence. So a lot of students learning the Quran mostly they don't learn the tajweed. Okay, they just get a teacher read to them. They don't have the tajweed being built from the beginning, and students struggle over the years and months, and they fed up because they really do not have the foundation. So learning Tajweed and learning Arabic actually gives you the foundation of reading. Okay, and then it helps you to be an independent reciter yourself. Using Tajweed resources, like we have apps I'm going to share with you all here today. It's called Quran Readers app. So we use this a lot in our classes with our students. So our students use this app all the time in the classes. They use it to practice themselves. It's really amazing. So I'll share that with you right now today. So you all can go to the App Store and actually download this yourself right now. So go download that app right now yourself. I put it in the link in the chat here. So for anyone who's actually willing to get to use that, it's called the Quran Reading app. So go to the App Store. I'm going to share the link here as well. These are resources that are free that you can get from any of the App Store. So be it Google, be it Apple Store, you get it there, and you can be able to actually practice the rules of Tajweed and know the proper pronunciation of the rules of the letters of the Quran. Because until you get to know that, you're gonna still struggle. So when you lack understanding of the Arabic and Tajweed, you will not be able to read the Quran fluently yourself because you're still not independent. You still need to listen to a teacher to read to you, but you need to be independent. So the first thing, you need to learn the Tajweed rules, and also you need to learn to practice regularly. Okay, you need to learn to practice regularly, having to be in Quran classes, not just in Quran classes. You need to have a kind of a structured system like the way we have in our program. For instance, here we have in our program, students will learn each day of the week, and they have a revision class to attend every week as well. So that's part of the learning system that we have in our program. So practicing is a key part of learning. Forget about it. If you're not actually practicing your reading, it's gonna be hard for you to learn to be fluent reciter in a short time. So put the link in the chat there. Go there and download it and get started with that to practice the tajweed. The other thing that we need to work on, you need to get a teacher. So you cannot learn the Quran yourself by just doing it at home or by just doing it on the YouTube yourself. I know a lot of people will resort to YouTube finding resources free. You know, it's easy, right? But the thing is that you get so much confused if you're just using YouTube resources. You're not getting a teacher to actually help you to learn and overcome the common problems students face in learning. So you need to have these practical solutions to the understanding of Arabic and Tajweed. So one, you need to get to use the Tajweed resources, have to learn the Tajweed and practice regularly. So our students in our program have actually revision classes they have every week, and they have extra sessions that they want to just book just to practice learning. Need to get a teacher, not a teacher that will just spoon feed you, a teacher that will teach you how to actually do it, teach you and help you practice the Tajweed yourself. So this is the first problem, and these are the solutions to it. The second issue that a lot of students have in becoming fluent and reciter, I tell you, is the issue of confidence. Uh, so people learn the tajweed, they know it, but they're not confident. They're not confident themselves to read it. You might have seen kids who have learned the Quran for many years. They know the qaida. They know the qaida of the basic back to back, but there's no confidence. Why? Because the students do not have actually time to practice themselves outside the teacher's classes. So if you don't have the basics, you also will not have confidence in reading as well. Because you need to learn the basics, learn the foundation before you can actually do it yourself. So the art of doing it yourself is what will bring you confidence. So there's a way you can do about this. So you can have, as you're learning the Arabic, of course, it's not a good way to actually use transliteration to actually learn to read the Quran. It's not efficient because you don't get the gist of the full pronunciation and tajweed rules using transliterations, facilities or resources. And another way is to actually get to understand the meaning of the Quran. Right now, today we have translations of the Quran right there. So as you're learning, you can be using that to understand that it's gonna connect you more to the Quran as well. But these are basic, let's say ways to actually develop confidence. So you practicing yourself, of course, after you've learned the basics. So when you learn the basics, you practice yourself, you understand the concept of what you want to do, you understand what you want to read, then that helps you to gain fluency much faster. The other solution, the other problem that a lot of students face is there's a distraction and lack of focus. When you're distracted, you're not having consistency in learning habits, you're not having to practice and it's not consistent mostly. When there's consistency problem, you do it today, you didn't do tomorrow, and these are building up. Unlike you see, when you go to school and you're not being consistent in your learning, what's going to happen to you in your classes? You're going to be behind. So learning to become a fluent Quran reciter is a very easy process. It's a very easy step. And if you want to learn more, I already shared the link in the chat for those of you actually with me here. You can join us in the Expert Quran Readers group. I already put the link in the chat there for you to download the app I was talking about. So the app is going to help you actually learn to practice the rules of Tajweed and get more better in reading yourself and learning how to actually use it. Learning how to practice the shadda, the tanween, the med, and all the rules it entails. So I put the link into the app in the chat there. Download it, get started using this, everyone, so you can get habits of learning Tajweed and becoming a fluent reciter. So three things I mentioned today is when you're distracted, you're not consistent learning habit. We in our program have this tracker that helps students to be consistent. So when you want to become focused and avoid distraction, have a tracker. We have that in our program to track students weekly. You need to have those tracker consistent. Whenever whatever you're tracking, be it attendance, be it punctuality, be it homework or practice on your own, track those things and have a threshold for yourself. So, okay, I need to have 80% of this done weekly. I need to have 70%. You cannot get a result on something if you're not consistent on it. So join a curriculum program. So you don't just want to be in any class to learn the Quran and become a fluent Quran reciter. Join a program that has a curriculum to help you do it or to help your child do it. Do not just rely on random learning. It has to be planned out. Imagine if all people go to schools and they don't have a curriculum to learn with, it's just random. People will not graduate on time because there's still learning, there's no any end point in time. So we in our program have a curriculum that we're going to use to help you learn to read the Quran and also to get you this, to get you focused, to get your child focused and avoid distractions. We also have homework and practice and competitions that's going to help you develop fluency and confidence. You're going to be confident by having to do your homework yourself weekly and getting to practice every bit of what you learn. And the other third problem I mentioned is when you have low understanding of the Tajweed. Knowing the Arabic and the letters alone will not make a student become a fluent reciter if not actually practicing the rules of Tajweed and the rules of recitation. So three things are the major problems and obstacles when the child has a limited understanding of the Arabic Tajweed. One, when a student has this issue of lack of confidence, when you're not confident, which I already talked about how to build confidence. The other third problem is when you have distractions and you're not really focused on learning. This really gonna delay the progress. It's gonna impede the speed of your reading fluency. So, if you're really excited about this opportunity and becoming a fluent Quran reciter, we have options for you. You can keep joining us every Sundays. We have learned a lot of Tajweed rules in these sessions with everyone here. So go to our platform in our expert Quran readers Facebook group if you're there right now, and go to the get section. You'll see a lot of information of the Tajweed rules, lessons, and classes. Of course, this is just self-paced videos that you can watch yourself. However, you cannot do this yourself. You need to get enrolled with the teacher or someone who's going to teach you. Join us in our experts in our accelerated Quran reading program. This is a program that we have every year, every day, every month of the year. So that you or your child, inshallah, can learn to become a fluent Quran reciter in just 4 months using our revolutionary accelerated Quran reader system. This is an amazing system that we've been using for the past 5 years. Imagine you can learn to use this system and have a predictable result of your progress in just 4 months. And we have that guarantee for you, inshallah, bismillah. So join us. Today we'll just talk about these three points of what is making people have what I call Quran recitation. And so before I leave, I want to share an idea with you of one of the Tajweed rules one of the Tajweed basic concept people actually struggle with. I made mention of three things that people have as challenges to get them to become fluent Quran reciter: distractions and lack of focus. There's no consistency, and this really delay the progress of all students. You don't want your child to be that. And we have trackers, we have systems in a program that's going to prevent this for you if you join us in the classes. The other thing as a challenge a lot of students have is lack of confidence, meaning they're not actually having that zeal. They're so very frightened sometimes to actually do this themselves. Uh, they know the words, they know the letters, but they cannot practice reading them themselves. This is due to lack of confidence. And so we have a way to get a child become confident in themselves, mostly by having to do homework and do practice in the class and do quizzes, do competitions. That's really amazing way to develop confidence. And like for instance, we have this topic that we treat students every week. Students who are joining our classes for the first time. Uh, this topic about the Quran letters, different Quran letters, we teach that. For instance, yeah. So you need to understand the shapes of the letters so that at a glimpse you can know what word is this word and how do you pronounce it. So there are many things into learning the Quran, but the three main things I've just mentioned to you all, I want you all to take home today and try to act on them, is lack of confidence and lack of fluency. When you have that, you will have Quran Recitation Jam. And the practical solution, I mentioned that, is to have this. You need to learn the basics. You need to have, you can use translation guides or you can actually practice more often. And then you have to have the distraction and lack of focus taken care of by having the habits of learning consistent, create a tracker, and join a curriculum program. I hope you have all learned some tips of how to actually avoid Quran recitation jam, the heart of mastering fluency and confidence in reciting the Quran. This is where we're going to end our webinar today, inshallah. Until next week, we're going to be coming for another episode of learning, another episode of insightful application of the Quran Tajweed rules. I would like you all to join me next week as we dive into that together, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi